Let's break it down. The Trump administration is acting like Nicolás Maduro's days in power are limited in Venezuela. Naval deployments, drug war airstrikes, and talk that doesn't rule out US troops have raised one big question. What exactly is Trump planning for the day after Maduro? I'm Imran, a Middle East-based analyst who follows US politics and global affairs. In about 3 minutes, let's walk through what's happening and why it matters. If you like clear, simple breakdowns like this, please hit subscribe right now so you don't miss the next video. First, what is Trump actually doing around Venezuela? Over the past few months, the US has built up a major military presence in the Caribbean, officially as part of a campaign against drug cartels at sea. US forces have carried out air and naval strikes on boats Washington says are run by narco-traffickers linked to Venezuelan and Colombian groups. At the same time, the US Justice Department has put a massive bounty on Maduro's head and accused him of working with criminal and narco-terrorist networks. On top of that, when Trump is asked directly whether he would consider sending US troops to Venezuela, he refuses to rule it out. He says he doesn't talk publicly about military plans. That kind of answer keeps the threat open and sends a clear signal to allies, enemies, and to Maduro himself. Second, what are Trump's people saying about after Maduro? Publicly, the message is very simple. Maduro is a dictator, his regime is corrupt, and once he's gone, Venezuela can return to democracy. Behind the scenes, there are discussions about what to do if the regime suddenly cracks. How to deal with food shortages, refugees, internal power struggles, and different factions inside the Venezuelan military and political class. But there is still no detailed public plan for the day after, no official roadmap about who would govern, how security would be managed, or whether any US presence would be temporary or long-term. That lack of clarity is exactly what worries a lot of people, especially in Latin America. Quick pause here. If you find this kind of breakdown useful, please like the video and make sure you're subscribed. It really helps YouTube push these videos to more people and helps this channel grow. Third, how are others reacting? In Washington, some lawmakers are already uncomfortable with anything that looks like regime change. They may support going after drug traffickers at sea, but sending troops or pushing for a full transition on the ground is a much bigger step. They want answers about costs, risks, and exit strategy. Across Latin America, many governments are no fans of Maduro, but they also remember past US interventions that left chaos behind. They worry that removing one leader without a solid political settlement could create years of instability, more migration, and more space for armed groups and criminal networks. Inside Venezuela, Maduro uses all this talk of US pressure and possible invasion to his advantage. He presents himself as defending the country from foreign aggression and uses that narrative to justify more control and crackdowns at home. So let's break it down one last time. Trump is steadily increasing pressure on Maduro with military deployments, legal charges, and political threats. He refuses to take the military option off the table, and people around him talk as if Maduro's fall is just a matter of time. But there is still no clear public blueprint for what the US would actually do if that moment comes. Who runs Venezuela, how security is handled, and how to avoid turning a crisis into something even worse. For Americans, the real question is not just whether they want Maduro out, it's whether they are prepared for the responsibilities and consequences that come with trying to shape what happens next inside another country. This is Imran Breaks It Down. If you found this helpful, please subscribe, like the video, and tell me your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the US should play a bigger role in Venezuela's future or stay away from regime change plans? Share this with a friend who follows US foreign policy. And if you're already subscribed, thank you. We'll keep breaking it down together.